New cards, POGCHAMP. New cards, POGCHAMP. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone between chasing. We are so back with some new cards. We have two decently sized updates for Rush Duel. One, a brand new deck build box, and the other, what we have in front of me here, is the rerun of the Yuka Go Hop baseball event. So the baseball cards are back, and I'm pretty excited. I do enjoy the baseball deck. I think it's very cool, and more support's great. So we're going to check out here what we have on the information page. I'm just using Duel Links meta just because they keep all the information we need in one singular space. Obviously, all this information is available in-game as well. It's just nice to have the little extra details. So, first off, we are getting two new cards. Our first new card, we have Player C. This is so funny. Player C39 Home Run Smasher. So now we have the Chaos number to the number 39 home run hitter, the Utopia equivalent. So this is the C Utopia. C, it's just C Utopia, right? Whatever. Level 8 Fire Warrior. Good. Exactly what we want. Of course, 2500 2k. Love the stats. Shuffle 3 level 4 Fire Attribute monsters from your graveyard into the deck. Alright. This card gains 1500 attack on the end of this turn, and then if your life points are 1000 or lower, you can make one face of monster in your opponent. You'll lose 3k attack at the end of this turn. That's fine. That's fine. It's okay. He, of course, works along with what we already have in the deck. Big issue I gotta say is he doesn't have the same kind of synergy that Home Run Hitter and the Grand Slam Dragon have with each other, so that's a little awkward there. As well, the best he can do is become 4k, which is something Home Run Hitter already does. Yeah, he has the extra effect if you're 1000 or lower. That's why he's the Home Run Smasher. He really smashes it out of the park when you need him to. Boom, boom. But that's okay. It's a fine card. I honestly don't think he would probably slide his way into the current baseball deck. Maybe you cut down on, like, if you're not playing the Volcano Dragon version, of course he definitely fits in. But if you're playing the Volcano Dragon version, I can't see cutting a Volcano Dragon for this. Maybe if you want to cut one of the one tribute dragons for this guy, you could. But then if you're playing too many 2-drops, I don't know about that one. And the only other new card we have at the event is Gaga Guts. They have a new trap card. When a monster you feel is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, switch to one fire attribute monster from your graveyard to your field and face up defense position. Then if you switch to one Home Run Hitter or Grand Slam Dragon by this effect, you can destroy one monster in your opponent's field. That is a pretty good card. That is a really nice card. So this card is kind of like an XQD writing in a way. You could argue it's even better, because as long as, you know, the opponent is cracking back on you after you've already, like, put some stuff to the board, or maybe if you've discarded your big guys for an effect, you just get to destroy any of their monsters, which is great. Of course, it is a destruction effect on a trap card, so a lot of the max monsters and some of the other boss type monsters, I believe Seven's Road can get trap destruction immunity. There's some other ones. Like, the worst effect on some of these cards is just to give Thing trap destruction immunity. But now we're finally seeing a lot of the more, not generic, but the more archetypal traps come into the game. Baseball has a pretty nice card they can slide in with no restrictions to play. Now, the main event, new box, POGCHAMP. So, just like the title of this video is going to say, let's find out if new box is worth your time. Alright, here we go. Deck build box, High Dragon of Solid Strikes. First off, we have reprints of Miragias in the not Overrush rare. We have reprints of Metagias, and we have a reprint of Miragias Star and Magnum Overlord, which is cool. But let's take a look at the new cards. First off, another new max summon monster. We have Supreme Rail Artillery Magnum Overlord. So we just got the Beast Steam Magnum Overlord card, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Hopefully I can get a video out on it soon rather than later. But now we have third in the Magnum Overlord Max series. So let's take a look at this one. We have the middle piece here. Oh, and they're Overrush rare. Always love seeing Overrush rares. Send top card of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains 600 seconds at the end of this turn. Then if this card is in max mode, it cannot be destroyed by opponents. Card effect until the end of your opponent's next turn. That's pretty cool. A lot of them just say while in max mode, they can't be destroyed by trap effects. But this one protects itself from all card effects until the end of their turn. So it's protected from Thousand Knives, if that's being played. Protects itself from Tribute to the Doomed. Now that I think about it, they don't really give us a lot of like spell cards that destroy things. There's monster effects that destroy things, which this is also protected by, but not really a lot of spells now that I think about it. Anyway. This effect, obviously, it's not much. The L and R usually would have the real effects on them. The middle piece is usually just the protection. 100 Divine Dragon. This is actually a reprint. It was previously printed in a selection box as an Overrush rare. So now we have a permanent version in this deck build box that is not Overrush rare. Like we said, the Meta Geass reprint. Now, the cover card, Solid Strike Dragon Meta Geass Star F. Needs Steel Strike Dragon Meta Geass and the Dragon. Send top card of your deck to the graveyard. All face-up monsters in your field gain 500 attack on the end of this turn. Also, this card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters this turn. Very similar to the Dragon Star F effect, except it boosts everything. All face-up monsters in your field cannot be destroyed by battle of your opponent's trap card effects on the end of this turn. Also, this card can attack twice this turn. Second effect is also really good. Yes, we miss out on the plus 500 to the board, but having the Dragias effect to just attack anything twice is really nice, especially on a 3k beat stick. That's one of the strongest parts of the Dragon Fusion decks. It's having the attack twice effect. Said Dragias Star F reprint, and oh, we have Handy Lady. If you are not familiar, the card Secret Order is actually a Handy Lady card. She has her own little archetype where she does a bunch of things. You can see she is a level 7 normal monster with 2400 attack. So the original idea behind Secret Order is that it's Handy Lady appearing onto the field or appearing on the scene if you want to go lore-wise. We can read her flavor text. From Lost Cats to Dignitary Protection, she's a multi-faceted troubleshooter. Lately it's been all lunch deliveries, but out of nowhere she receives a message from an unknown sender. So then the original Secret Order art, which I've probably already thrown up on screen while I was yapping, is showing her, you know, teleporting in to do whatever she's been hired to do. Following that, we have, 3 new S. Oh, it's the pieces of them. I was excited. I thought we got multiple SRs. No, we have 2 pieces, and this, the Twin Edge Phantom Dragon. The only monsters in your graveyard are high dragon type and or dragon type. Changes card's battle position. This turn, one face will send Dark Energy Dragon type monster 2500 attack on your field, gains 500 attack, and can make up 2 attacks on monsters. Dark Dragon 25. Okay, hold up. So this Twin Edge, it's a level 3 by the way, which is crazy. So this level 3, we can normal summon it, swap its position, 0 defense, of course, like most dragons, and then it just raw gives Meta Geass or Miragias, as the examples because they're in this set, double attacks. Okay, well they already have their own double attacks. So let me check, is there any other targets? Another reason I like using the Duel Links meta for this is being able to just quick search for all the cards like this. So in the game we have 2 targets that can already grant themselves 2 attacks. I do not think this will grant them 3 attacks. Unfortunate. That's pretty unfortunate. I was a little more hyped up about this card, and then I saw that. All right, well, maybe if you played in high-tech dragons and you just boost Red Boot by 100, you can make a double attacking Red Boot. Thoughts? Prayers? Anyway, so the max monster pieces we have here, we have Supreme Rail Artillery Magnum Overlord R. Send 1 monster from your end to the graveyard. Inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Then this card is maximum. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to the level of the monster sent to the graveyard times 100. So this burns them for 1500 every turn, implying that we are always seeing max pieces. Or at least the middle pieces. Okay, that's certainly a card. L. You have 10 or more cards in your deck, and no other monsters on your field. Shuffle 3 monsters from your graveyard into the owner's deck. So then this card is in max mode. You can shuffle this card into the owner's deck. If you do, draw 3 cards. That's actually a good effect. Now that is actually a good effect. If we were playing a theoretical deck that wanted to run multiple max monsters, probably taking advantage of the Heavenly card that came out in the last set that we wanted to discard a bunch of things, this could essentially loop us, hopefully loop us, and gives us more draw power as long as we max summon this one. Like we could back summon this one, burn them, shuffle a bunch of cards back, hopefully it's pieces of the other type and not this one, and then draw 3 cards to maybe go into the other max. This could also set us up for plays where we redraw bigger pieces to then send off the heavenly card to draw more cards. It's a real powerful draw spell. It also does clear off our field, so if we're playing the double extraction deck, this just sets us up for using Mr. Alchemy to like loot more cats for even more draw. It's basically just draw power. I think the only draw of this deck is Jesus Christ. The only appeal of this strategy would probably just be drawing more cards, and of course the burn. There is also a world where we're looping this burn if we can somehow get enough draw power to max summon this guy multiple times. Because the only requirement is we must have 10 or more cards. As long as we're still looping all the time, we should have that. And we just keep pitching like extra cards. But then again, it's only 1500 damage if we are seeing middle pieces. I don't know. I'm not really sold on that. I'm not sold on that. I do prefer Beast Steam over that, I've got to say. Last SR we got was an Amazing Dealer reprint. That's a good one. Amazing Dealer is a really good generic that I think might take the place of Essel in a lot of decks that still just want to play, you know, a generic to get you through your deck. This just resets your hand. It's essentially Graceful Charity in reverse. Send 3, draw 3, you know? Also, if you don't hit 3 monsters off the effect of Amazing Dealer, you can just Amazing Dealer again to draw even more. This is a good draw power. This is something you'd want to combo with this, I guess. You just get a whole bunch of draw. Alright, so that's the URs, SRs. Looks like there's no new cards in the R and N rarity, but we'll check out what the reprints are. Jamp Check, which has already been printed twice. Peace Holder, which is nothing. Fusion, which is, of course, being printed in all these, because they didn't, then you wouldn't have a deck to build. Musi Howling Performer, not really a good card. Crafter Drone, it's necessary for the max strategy, I guess. Same with Barrage of Steel. Of course, we have the middle Magnum Overlord head, so we have the Magnum Overlord pieces. Agent is not a good card. Pitcher and Slugger, good cards. The 1500 Psychic, that's a nice for Psychic if you consider Handy Lady like a Psychic card. She's more of her own thing rather than just being a pure like Psychic support card. Psychic card, Dragon card, yeah. Nothing really standing out too hard. The Dragon is nice, reprint. He has though been reprinted in a different deck build box. The Wyvern isn't all right card. Yeah, not a lot to write home about in the R's and N's, but the URs and SRs are pretty cool. If I were to give this box a rating out of 5, because that's what I do now, I would probably give it a 2. Honestly, I'd give this a 2. There's the nice reprint of Amazing Dealer, there's the nice reprint of Magnum Overlord, but the new cards don't really do much for me. We don't have a new Dragon skill that's specific to Meta Geass, so we just be slotting this into the already existing Dragon skill, which has been nerfed into the ground. It's a big minus. That's a big minus for dragons that the skills nerf them so hard. As well, we have SRs that do not much in the grand scheme of things. Maybe in the future this card becomes broken, but it is not really worth it now. Honestly, if you were to open this box at all, I would say just try and get Amazing Dealer if you haven't already gotten him from the selection box. I know pulling from a selection box is hard, but I don't think the rest of these cards are really worth it for you if you just want him. He's probably the best generic in it. He's pretty much the only generic card in this box, honestly, aside from Fusion. A lot of this stuff is all archetypal, honestly. But I'm looking forward to more of the Handy Lady cards that eventually come out in the future. She's a nice shout that maybe you can grab her now, and we could get something going with her in the future. But yeah, that's it. This is all we have so far. There should actually be more around the corner. It's not this month. I think next month is when we should be getting a new box, because if you're not familiar, Duel Links is also doing the big DM update. They're updating the original Duel Monsters world. It was announced at Worlds that they were doing this. I haven't really talked about it because it's speed and I don't really cover speed. But it is going to be a pretty huge update. So I would say you should probably be logging in while this is all going on, just to get what is probably gonna be a bunch of free gifted gems and things like that. Other than that, yeah, that's it for me. I'll say again, don't think this box is really worth it, but some of these cards are cool. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.